What's up, everyone? Welcome back. This morning, the S&P is opening up slightly higher. We also have the Qs opening up a little higher, bouncing off the 20-day moving average, which is now acting as resistance. And the IWM is actually starting to show signs of a bounce and a little more strength than some of these other markets. We also have Bitcoin selling off yesterday and bouncing back up to that $58,400 level currently. So today I wanted to talk about um, what does this mean for the stock market? Is this correction over? Are we going lower? And what that means for some of these other sectors and risk on assets such as Bitcoin and the crypto markets. So if that sounds good to you, you know what to do. Be sure to hit the like button. If you like this content, be sure to subscribe if you want to see more. And let's get started. All right, guys. So we also have the dollar that I mentioned is forming this uh, flag pattern here. This is normally bullish for a chart like this, which would be, could possibly send the markets lower. If the dollar goes up, typically the markets go down. But yesterday we had this engulfing candle here, really um, engulfing the previous green candle. So that is a slight sign of bearishness on the dollar. I really thought we'd probably see the dollar go up to around this 107 area and possibly break through. That's still a real possibility, but it is starting to show a little signs of weakness here, so that could be good for the markets. Let's go back to the S&P. The S&P had this big rejection wick yesterday during the FOMC meeting. Uh, the Fed was kind of less hawkish than expected, um, saying that they didn't think they were going to really have to raise rates, but they were going to look at the data. So a lot of people took that as a positive sign. They also said that they didn't see any stagflation, which is good because that's really the last thing we want to see and could send these markets lower if that keeps appearing. But really, I think we're just kind of setting up for a maybe a little short-term bounce here on some of these stocks and sectors and to retest that line of resistance to see if we can break above it or if we are going lower. Pretty much the same thing on the Qs. And as I mentioned, the IWM is showing a little bit stronger signs here, putting in a series of higher lows and higher highs. So it looks like some of this money out of the Mag 7 stocks may be starting to rotate into other sectors. We also have the fear and greed index um, coming down back into that fear zone. Only a month ago, it was in the greed, and we had a massive bull run so far for this year, really the last 6, 7 months until the last couple of weeks. And so overall, the markets are still in an uptrend. It does look like we're probably about 2/3 of the way through this bull market. Um, we will have to see if that structure remains in place. But right now, we are slightly bearish as some of these markets are retesting the 20-day moving average from the underside. The financials are actually showing a little bit more signs of strength than the S&P. They've been looking a little better. It sounds like the banks may be possibly still increasing their revenues by lending more debt. Of course, that never ends well, but for now, that is what we have. I don't think there's anything to be afraid of right now. We also have the HSI showing signs of recovery. This is the Chinese market. Um, been saying since this broke out of here, this looks pretty good. Broke out of this downsending channel and starting to create a small upsloping channel. Um, so this market could do a lot better. It looks like the emerging markets are starting to do better. Why is that? Well, um, they have a lot of these raw materials and commodities that are really showing signs of strength. Plus, they are doing a lot of stimulus. So that is good for some of these emerging markets as well as a lot of their stocks. This is Bidu, B-I-D-U. This is a Chinese stock. I may have pronounced that wrong, Baidu. Um, and it is up this morning at 107.40. I mentioned this a couple days ago, breaking out of this down sloping trend. So some of these stocks could really do well here in the short term. And really, I expect probably these markets to start doing better over the next couple of years. We also have Bitcoin. And so let's get into the Bitcoin price and discuss what is going on with these crypto markets. Um, Bitcoin came down and touched our $56,500 level yesterday. That then had a spike back up and sold off towards the end of the day. It's opening up a little bit today at 58,500 currently. It just went up and wicked and touched our resistance line that was previously support at 59,000. So if we can get back above and break above there, that would be good for Bitcoin and the crypto markets. If we reject off this level and we lose this $56,000 level, well, then we're probably going down to that $50,000 to $52,000 level. I think this would be a great buying opportunity for a spot trader or an investor, or even just for the short-term traders. We could stay down here for a couple of weeks or a couple of months, but we have a lot of support below that area. If you look back here, we zoom out on this. I added this to the charts here. We had this um, upsloping parallel channel that acted as the main guidance for the start of this bull run, and then we broke out here earlier this year in February. So you have that lining up with that $50,000 mark. You also have the 200-day moving average coming up. That usually acts as support, strong support, and you also have this little trend line here that will act as support as well. So you can see there's a lot of support lining up in this area. So I don't think we would go much lower than that. If the S&P and the stock market decides to roll over and get a little bit bigger correction, get more of a 10% correction, well, I could see Bitcoin possibly coming down here. But overall, the markets, even though the indicators show we're in the fear, I know there is a lot of people worried. That's usually when you want to be buying or dollar cost averaging in. That is when you get the best prices. Everyone kind of goes away, stops paying attention. They think it's all over, and then that is the time to be buying. That is your opportunity to get in. Um, I also have this on the Bitcoin front. I saw this yesterday from Plan B. This chart here I hadn't paid much attention to previously, but this one really kind of made more sense when I saw this yesterday. We have this is the relative strength index, and so we have these different color codes for how high the RSI is. Whenever the RSI is up, that is generally the top, and when it is down, that is the bottom. So you can see here in the previous Bitcoin cycles, when we go up into these reds and oranges and yellows, that is typically the top, and down here in the greens and blues, that is still the bottom. We are still blue, which means we are still relatively uh, low strength overall. It has risen quite a bit, but we did get that big spike with the ETF inflows, and we are started to see that correction of about 22% on the Bitcoin price. Um, but this spike down here is what I really wanted to point out. And as you can see in the previous halvings, we always kind of had this spike up, a dip down, and then the real bull run starts. You can see the same thing in 2016, and then in 2019, 20, of course, we had the pandemic, but you do see that spike before everything starts to take off. So we could be setting up soon for that. Um, to flip around and really start to show a lot of strength. Um, so yeah, that is possibly coming up very soon. Um, One other thing I wanted to mention on the Bitcoin price is, let's just go here to the 4 hour. One thing that I am seeing here on the 4 hour chart is the RSI is coming back down and resetting. The last time we saw this was about a month ago, and then we saw it back here. Um, so, yeah, this is the short-term bounce I was referring to. You see on the 4 hour, you get these spikes up and then a sell-off happening every couple days or so. So sorry, this is about 2 weeks ago, and then this one here was about a month ago. And so we may see some signs of strength if you're looking to trade this. This volatility really is setting up for some great trades. You can long here when the RSI is down and then sell when the RSI is up. That is one way of doing it. So maybe we do get back up above that line of resistance that was previously support, and then we flip that back into support, and this was the uh, crash or the fear, the dip that everybody was fearing, rather, and this is all we got. So that is a real possibility. Um, of course, it'll probably depend on what the stock market does as well, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. But, if you're looking to get in and you missed some of these opportunities on Bitcoin and crypto, well, this could be your opportunity. I wouldn't go all in here, but, as a trader, you could start positioning in. So maybe you take a third or a fifth of your cash position and you buy here. Uh, and if it comes back down a little bit lower, we buy again. And if it comes down to this 52,000 level, then you could buy again. And that's the way to get the best entries, because it is not really hardly possible to ever completely time these markets, but you can get pretty close if you pay attention and you stay focused. Um, what does that mean for the rest of the crypto industry? Well, this is an ETF, BKCH. It's a crypto ETF that holds things like some of the miners and Coinbase and some other crypto related assets. So it's a crypto ETF that gets you a little bit more exposure to the markets, kind of gives you those similar returns to some of the, like, say, layer ones in the crypto market. So if you're a stock trader, you can use that. That's what I mainly use, even though I've got some of these altcoins. Um, I have been using some of these, so you get similar exposure. And again, as I mentioned on the IWM, we are putting in a series of higher lows and a higher highs. So it looks like we're setting up here for bounce. The RSI has come back down. So yeah, it's looking like some of these smaller stocks and risk on assets may be setting up for a good short-term bounce. I think they would be a good spot entry overall in this um, bull market, as long as the markets, don't go down too far. I'd say anywhere in that 5 to 10%, maybe even 12% or a little more possibly on the S&P. Then these markets still overall are in an uptrend. So I would be looking for any opportunities to get in. If you're looking to get in and buy some stocks or crypto, you can do so over on Robinhood. Right now, they are offering an extra 3% on an IRA when you use Robinhood Gold. They also offer 8 times the national savings rate and allow you to start building your portfolio with just as little as $1. They allow you to invest in stocks, options, ETFs, as well as gold and crypto, such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge, SHIB, and many more. If you're interested, there is a link below. Plus, whenever you sign up, you'll get a free stock with them. So, again, that link is down below. I do appreciate it. What else is going on with Bitcoin? Well, we have the heat liquidation map. This is the 3 month, and what this is, if you're not familiar with it, is that whenever the price moves up, it goes to try to liquidate people who are shorting. Right now, we have a lot of shorts on Bitcoin sitting around that $71,500 level. So these are people that have shorts in the markets, and what the market uh, makers like to do is they like to go up and sweep that area just to kind of surprise everybody and take their money. That's how the market makers make money. And what's important here, this is the 3 month. As you see, now that we've been heading down, there's not a lot left below until you get down to around that $50,000 level. But we are starting to see the shorts build on the upside, setting around the $67,000 level, and then again that 71,500. So it's possible that the markets want to go up and sweep some of these levels, possibly before moving down. We are currently in a downtrend, so it is important to keep that in mind. But you could be buying some of these lower levels and then taking profits up higher. That would be one way if you are a trader. I'm more of a swing trader. I'm not really a day trader. I'm sure a lot of day traders would be having a heyday out there with that. On the fear and greed for the crypto market, well, just last month we were in extreme greed at 79, and just last week we were at 72. Yesterday we were at 54, and now we're at 43. So the fear and greed is cooling off real quick here for the crypto markets. And as some of these smaller stocks and the IWM are showing some signs of strength as well, so are the altcoins actually. Surprisingly, showing some real signs of strength here, just as they have not fallen as much as the price of Bitcoin actually. So it's kind of surprising. Typically, you would see when Bitcoin goes down, these alts go lower, but It looks like they have kind of reached the bottom here on the RSI. You've got a series of higher lows and higher highs with the 200-day support moving up, and things like Ethereum as actually still holding this level, even though Bitcoin broke out of its range, holding this $29,000 level. Um, it could go a bit lower, but it looks like whenever these markets do turn, then that is when the real altcoin season will start. You have Solana also still holding pretty strong, bouncing off that $120 level, just wicking through there, bouncing back up yesterday, setting at 135. I would consider this as a good entry. I bought some back here just about a week ago. And so I think this is a pretty good level. If the markets do go over, then I would expect this to come down into this range here, down around $100. But I think you would be really happy with that in a couple of years. We also have gold. Just wanted to mention this real quick. Gold staying at 22.91. Selling off a little bit today. The gold market has been very bullish here over the last couple weeks, starting to show a little signs of cooling down, a little bit overextended in the short term. Long term, I am definitely still bullish on gold. I still think gold probably goes to $3,000 an ounce or so over the next couple of years. We've seen a lot of these metals and commodities really starting to spike up, and generally that is what you see. You see more rotation into what is considered, you know, safe, safe safety plays, or defensive stocks, or things like gold that um, typically people see as a store of value if the market's correct. And so I think where we are at in this stage is that we are in a bull market. It's probably going to last another uh, 12 to 24 months overall on the stock market. I think longer term, the commodities really could see like a several year trend, maybe the next 5 or longer years. So right now, I definitely could see gold going higher, just cooling off here a little bit. If we lose this level, well, I would think anywhere in this zone would be a great time to get in on gold. If you are interested in buying gold, silver, or crypto, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche, and many more, you can do so over on iTrust Capital. iTrust Capital allows you to roll over your 401k or IRA into a tax advantage IRA. That means whenever you make your gains, then you are not taxed on those until retirement. So, if you're looking to start building a portfolio using crypto, this is a great way to do it. Um, it allows you to buy, sell, and trade crypto, gold, and silver 24/7, low cost, and no monthly fee. And they have over 3,000 plus 5-star reviews on Google. I use iTrust Capital. There is a link down below, so if you wish to use that, feel free. I do appreciate it. And also, don't forget to follow me at Mind of Financier on X or Twitter. I am Mind of the Financier on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. I posted this chart from Plan B last night when I saw this on the RSI. So yeah, it really looks like we could be getting ready for that next tick up here on some of these risk-on assets. I still think there may be another couple of weeks that we could see a little pain, but I think overall it is shaping up to be a better year later this year for sure, if not sometime even sooner, possibly by the end of the month. All right, guys, I hope that helps some of you all out there make better investing and trading decisions. And so, if this information helps you out, be sure to hit the like button. It helps more people get informed. And be sure to subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, guys, have a great day. It's Thursday. I will be trying to make another video possibly tomorrow. Got a lot of things going on, so we'll have to see how that goes. But I will be back here. So anyway, guys, I hope y'all have a great day. And until next time, be legendary and take care. All right, guys, have a great one.